He's a little dirty. He's got a little bit of a dirt potty mouth at times. But I was interviewed by a Canadian radio station about a year ago, during the day live, station in Calgary, and we're talking and blah blah blah, and the guy says, "Hold on a second. How old is Maverick?" 3. Hey Maverick, what's the worst word you've ever heard? Can I say the S word or just pretend? Yeah, okay. How about the F word? That's what I'm talking about. Why this country is very anal about these things. So I'm talking to this Canadian disc jockey. Probably radio personality. I'm not sure disc jockey is a term they like anymore. And in the middle of the conversation, he says, "Oh, blah blah blah, something is a bunch of shit." And I went inside. I was like, the Canadian, the FTC or whatever is going to come nail his ass to a wall. And then I thought, no, it's Canada. He can say that, and nobody will lose their shit. Nobody will lose their mind. Nobody's going to jail. In fact, I think at night after 9 o'clock or something, you can say the F word on TV and stuff like that. But they're adults up there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying we're not adults here, but people freak out. I used to do videos for Bed Bath & Beyond. We do like one once a week for like 3 years. And we did one Thanksgiving. It was me doing Thanksgiving food and a designer guy showing how to decorate the table and set up for your guests and stuff. And I would make something and explain it and give it to him, and he would show how to make it look all great. And it was a Friendsgiving video. And about a week after the video, I'll stand right here and not move. I get a call from somebody at Bed Bath & Beyond, and they're talking about it, and they're very happy. They go, "Just if we do it again, we just won't use the term Friendsgiving." And I said, "How come?" They said, "Well, we got complaints." I go, "Complaints? Something I did or said?" Could have been, but they approved the video, so it wasn't that. And she goes, no, people complained about the term Friendsgiving. I go, "Wait a second, where is the problem in that?" And they said, "Well, they felt we were taking God out of it." And I go, God's not in it. Thanksgiving is not about God. Thanksgiving is about being thankful for what you have. And the fact that you have friends, this one's doing it. Maybe we turn it down a little bit. The fact that you have friends that maybe don't have families to be with. That's what this is about. Like 3 emails, might have been 30, but they're a big company. Shouldn't have been a problem. All right, so we'll start. We're making, we're not just making French toast. We're making what I have made for my kids for years. I think it was in my first cookbook. Something that we now serve at Graze. Graze now has brunch. I'll tell you what it is. Wednesday through Sunday. But we're making what I call French Toast Mountain. And I'll get to that. Hey, Cass, yes. I will need one of the boards we make it on, actually. Yes. So there's 2 things to do first. We're going to make a little a berry sauce. It's really a berry compote, but the idea of putting the word compote on the menu seemed ridiculous to me. It's kind of a silly word. The other term is coulis, like a raspberry coulis or a strawberry coulis. That's even worse. Now I've fully formed myself into Martha Stewart, who I like, but I wouldn't use that terminology. So the menu is called sauce. It's really great. You can do it with anything. I'm using blackberries and strawberries. The one we had in there today was raspberry. It was fantastic. So it's very simple. I'm going to double this so we have enough. So think like a 1/4 cup of water. But I don't know if it's going to cook. I don't know if this is hot enough to do this. And about the same with sugar. And I need this. So this will start to melt. And then you're going to put half your fruit in it. So we'll go half these beautiful blackberries. And by the way, if the only fruit you had was frozen, do the same thing. Maybe dial back the water a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the greatest Italians in Little Italy. How are you, my friend? I'm good. So half the berries, frozen or not. And then over the next, this is never going to happen here. This is going to be going inside for somebody. But we're going to give it some lemon too. What makes this so great is the sweet of the fruit, the little bit of sugar, but also the tart of the lemon. It's that yin-yang thing that works so well. I love Japanese food because there's hot with cold, soft with crunchy. It's those differences, as I wave this knife around, it's those differences that make things great. I like the textures. I mean, a lot of things that I make, our Korean short rib taco has crispy panko on top of it. The tortilla is soft-ish, the beef is soft-ish, the vegetables, the sauce, yes. But a little bit of crunch on the top of that taco is fantastic. It's one of my favorite parts of it. So we'll add the juice of both of these. Just through our fingers and try not to get any seeds in here. Love you. Cassie's the best. Cassie left us for a while and then came back to us. And I'm not sure what happened in that period, but I like her even more now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, let's towel. What a concept. But I'm a guy and I've got pants, so why not use them? So this is meant to break down. It's not. I mean, we got a little bit of time, but this is going to end up going inside, like a proper stove. So with my little spatula guy, I will try and break up some of the blackberries, mash them up a bit. Because that's where they need to get to. The strawberries, not so easy to break down, but that's okay. If this really got simmering away here, the heat would help start breaking those down. All right, so that we have to do. Can I give you guys a job? Okay, thanks. I need a broken in that. So if you want to put them in, no, I got another job for that. So you can take them. We're going to do this here. Take them, put them all in there, and then just crack them all in there. No shells, right? Please. Okay, good. Not half shells. Now we need to make some whipping cream, and the whipping cream will be fine. Sir, would you make some whipping cream for me? You, Doug, would you come? So, the worst job. Of the jankiest whisk you could find. And all I'm going to say is this. When you beat things like this, you're not getting any whipping cream or scrambled eggs this way. You need to make contact. So why don't you sit on the couch if you want. Oh, take that, go slide in. Can we buy you a cocktail? Would you like a cocktail? What would you like? Vodka tonic? Yeah. Vodka choice? Trevor? Kettle? Kettle good? Hey, kettle? Do you like a lemon or a lime in it? Lime, please. Great. I got this thing over here doing absolutely nothing. Okay, these guys cracking my eggs over here. Thank you. Fantastic. Life is great. I got to do this more often. I shot an episode for Father's Day that aired a week ago. I did it with my 3 sons. Father's Day, father cooking with sons. But I sat facing away from them and then directed them with what to do. So I couldn't see what they were doing. Honestly, one of my favorite episodes. It was really fun. Really fun. I'm drinking what's called Sam's favorite. It's mezcal grapefruit, pink grapefruit juice, and pomegranate liqueur. And it is delicious. My boys are 27, 30, and 33. I got big boys. Yeah. I remember when they were babies too, and they're not now. Sometimes they're just big babies. Douglas, Jimmy brought out your vodka tonic. Let's just revisit what I told him. That stirring doesn't beat the cream. You got to make contact with the bottom, bro. And you're Canadian. I'm speaking your own language. Eh? Somebody said to me the other day, you know, it's the dumbest joke ever. You know how they came up with the name Canada? So whoever was in charge at the time said, all right, he was in a group of people, and he goes, all right, we're going to take all the letters of the alphabet, we're going to put them in a hat, and then whatever we pull out, we'll spell the name of our new country. He reaches in, he goes, C, A, get it, then, okay. Stupid, thank you. Where are you from? Hey. Could you take it to the hamburgers? Like a, gotta start breaking down. So you have some heat, right? Yeah, fairly. It needs like 5 minutes of that. If most of that shit disappears. Oh no, right on the burner. Yeah. So this is the coulis, the blackberry. Now I'm going to say that forever. The raspberry strawberry coulis. The first half of it is going to go in and disappear, and it will come back. We done? Love you guys. All right. So we got a bunch of eggs here, and the eggs now need to be beaten. How we doing there, buddy? Very good. Listen. You hear this? You hear what I'm doing? You hear this? That's the noise I want to hear. And I don't care if it gets on your pants. You got a free cocktail. And it's cold and you're from Canada and you should be used to that. So I will now do this. Oh wait, stop. I forgot to add something. So it makes stop. For God's sake, don't turn it into butter. You're getting close though. Well, he did pretty good. So we're going to add a little Chambord. What's interesting about whipping cream is you can introduce any liquid to it and it takes that flavor. Too much, it's not going to whip, but I often will put a little Grand Marnier in, and I've been counseled by some of my bartender friends that Chambord is not the greatest kind of thing for cocktails. Though I used to make a French martini for my wife with a vodka, a little pineapple juice, and some of this. We loved it. Apparently we didn't know any better. I wasn't a snobby bartender then. Or I didn't know any snobby bartenders. But this is a black raspberry liqueur. So staying on theme, we'll add just a little bit of that. He used to like me. Do you hate me now, or are we still good? Look, I brought you into the fold. You got fun stuff to do. Bobby, have you ever done this? No. Chandler Cooking Guide, teaching men to cook, one at a time. People to cook, especially men. And when we think it looks right, and you're pretty close. We're pretty close. Hold on. Oh yeah. So if you taste it by itself, there's a little bit of sweetness and a little hint of flavor. But I'm not going to add any more sugar to it, which you might normally do, because the French toast is going to have sugar in it. The berries are going to have sweetness to it. That should probably go in the water. I think just so. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Doug, everybody. Douglas, thank you. Okay, so you beat the eggs. We're going to add some sugar. I've got 20 eggs in here, so So some sugar. I have cinnamon. If you're a cinnamon into the French toast person, then put it in. If you're not, don't. If you want to put booze in this, you could do that. Coconut rum. Malibu coconut would probably be okay in this. We did this. This will air as an episode on YouTube next week sometime. We did coconut French toast. So I put a little coconut milk in here, and then in flake coconut after it came out of the egg, and then just cooked it in the pan. And it was great. And I also used Chambord, I think, in the thing, not knowing it was a terrible thing to use. So sugar, cinnamon, we're great. One more thing. Can I have a big block of butter? Thank you. So let's see. That stuff is mixing. That's done. This is done. I got nothing to do but start making French toast. So I need that sauce. Yes, sir.
Electric oven, how hot should we have an electric oven?
This?
No, that's our own house.
How hot should your oven be? What the hell are you talking about? What? Oh, well, I have this cranked because I was trying to get that thing, so I'll turn these guys down. I have this one on low in case it starts cooking too much and I'm not ready for it. I can push it over to this side. But it really is a factor of how thick is your toast. Like if we're in Texas, right? We had a gun on our hip, we had boots and a big old hat, and you're using Texas toast, then you go a little lower because you want to kind of heat all the way through before the outside burns. I'm using sourdough, which really I think should be mandatory when you're making French toast. It's the best thing. Oh. So you can see, this is not all that thick. But it's great. We have one that's twice this thick that when we were working on this for Graze, I tried this and I tried the thick one. I said to everybody, I did a little quick straw poll. What do we like, the thicker one or the thinner one? Everybody liked this one. So who am I to argue? Love you, thank you. So, all right. So it's been 5 minutes, thank you. We're going to add the rest of the berries. And you can continue to do that for like another, how was it, simmering, bubbling? Yeah, just like that. Yeah, give it another solid 7, and then let's see what it looks like. And you can mash them down. We're trying to make it sort of syrupy and stuff. I have cornstarch here that I'll mix with a little water. I'll throw in right at the end. Just to, as Guy Fieri would say, tighten it up a little bit. I would say thicken it up a little bit. I also don't wear my sunglasses on the back of my head. So. And yes, I'm petty and jealous. He's ridiculously successful, but I did hear that he was missing. I did hear that he was in Miami on the beach once for some event, sitting in like beach chairs, and they put like a stanchion, rope stanchion around him so you couldn't get it. Which I guess if you're, you know, he's super famous, people are going to come up and be annoying. And so if that's what has to happen, just stay at the effing pool at the hotel. Or rent the house or the pool. Why would you want to be in it? I didn't put cream in here, did I? Who was supposed to remind me of that? Everybody. Nobody. Doug. Oh, they said Doug. They offered your name up. You can't win. Your husband. Me too. We can't win. We can do no right. All right, so this is nice. Oh, we're kind of really just chilling. It's only quarter. It's the fastest thing we've ever done. So let's just chat. What do we need to know? What are we talking about? What have we made lately that we need help with?
Like old wives say that stale bread is best for French toast.
They do say that. I seldom have stale bread. And the reason is not because I'm a bread hoarder. I don't guzzle tons of it. Bread freezes really well and comes out of the freezer, goes right in the toaster, and it's almost as fresh as fresh bread. So I always have a loaf sitting in the freezer, waiting for something. Yeah. You know, I do like stale bread. There's a few different soups that I make. There's a white bean chili that we like to make in the fall. And I take like a stale-ish couple pieces of baguette and put them at the bottom of the bowl and then put the chili on top of it. And by the time you get there, it's all sort of started to dissolve and melt and just adds this texture, this richness to the whole thing. It's great. My wife was out of town, got back today, but for dinner last night, I had some chicken thighs that I didn't know what to do with, and I opened up my pantry, and there was a can of coconut milk. I don't know if you're a coconut milk fan, but I sauteed some vegetables, got them to where they were about 60% of the way soft. Then put the coconut milk in, dump the whole can in with these vegetables in a little pot, and a couple tablespoons of curry powder. Mix that, some sriracha, and the chicken. The chicken went in with the vegetables, and I just got it seared in little chunks, and then the coconut milk and the curry and the sriracha. And as the coconut milk and the curry and the sriracha warmed up and started to simmer, the chicken finished cooking. I threw a big handful of spinach in. Holy shit. Uh-oh. Now Maverick's sister's here. Please tell me her name is Goose. Is her name Goose? I just learned this story. She was pregnant over staying where? And watching the Navy jets at Miramar. And then had a baby a month later? 4 days later. He came up with the name Maverick. And who knew that 3 years later his name would be way cooler than it was, yeah. And we have the same class. Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to embarrass you. But you're super cute. Okay, so let's see, coconut curry last night, really good. Just make it. There's some version, on my website of it there. Fantastic. Sorry? Is that in my cookbook? It's in one of the cookbooks. Maybe it's in the first or the second one, I think. But I don't remember very much anymore. I'm getting old. I don't like to look at it like I'm getting old and I'm forgetting. I like to look at it like I'm getting old and have so much information in my head. There's only so much that I can store there. So the older stuff is getting pushed out by the newer stuff. It's like the drawer beside my bed. It's filled with shit. Everything. Quite unnecessary things too. But there's only so much you can fit in that one drawer. That's like my head. Same thing. All right, so let's go with the assumption that that's going to work in a few minutes, right? So I'm going to start thinking about making French toast. And it's very simple. Everybody knows how to do this. Has anybody ever done this in a panini press? No, not ever. I'm just wondering if it works. It'd be fun to try this. So now we'll use butter. The only way you should use butter when you're using a grill like this. Yes. No, it's not. It's unsalted. That doesn't matter. I don't know. I know this is not what probably Guy Fieri and Martha Stewart do. I only keep salted butter. And here's why. I think I know how to use salt. I'm comfortable with using salt. I've never used salt and salted butter and been, oh, holy crap, that was a mistake. But I don't want to come home from a party that had shitty food and go make a piece of toast and accidentally use unsalted butter on my toast. You ever done that? That's shocking. You know when you go to take a picture, you open up your camera and it's reversed and suddenly your big face is there? You're like, that's what the unsalted butter on toast is like. So I don't want to find myself in that situation, ever. Oh, I forgot to turn the rest of these down. Doug? Poor Doug. Now the thing about this, well, there's 20 eggs in here, and the cinnamon is lounging lovingly on the top. And if you don't mix it up, the first two pieces of bread in this going to get all of the cinnamon, and they'll be over cinnamon. So you got to just do this a bit. So what we could maybe do this. Was Mallory was coming over? Didn't Chelsea say Mallory was going to come over and help? Okay. So just mix that up. Let's just do this and see. Oh yeah. I watch street food videos from many different countries on YouTube. And there's a bunch of Korean, fantastic. I love it. Can you put right there? Thank you. You're the best. You really are. And there's a lot of Korean ones that make sandwiches and stuff that start with a gigantic block of butter like that. Freaking love it. We were recently in Dubai and Singapore, mostly eating, and boy was it good. What you can eat in Singapore for like $5 is kind of ridiculous. Well, now we're just making French toast. And isn't this fun? You don't want to get short on your eggs. Always like have an extra one at the ready. Okay, so we could probably set out some plates, just because I'm going to take these guys off and then. Yeah. Oh. It's fine. I'm just dramatic. I like to be dramatic. Challah is a very good choice for French toast. Anything. Croissant. Cut it. Use it. Whatever you've got. I mean, honestly. Has anybody been to Izola Bakery? Izola. You been? Maybe the best croissant I've ever had. Certainly in this country. Izola. It's on East Village, I think it's 13th. So I first found out about it because you may not notice if you go, but it's essentially a big open studio that you can rent to shoot in. And we needed a special location for something. They have what's called a cove wall or a cyc wall. And that's a giant white wall that at the back of it goes like that. And it's painted all white. And it's intended to not have your line of sight be broken up by corners. So you don't see a hard corner. It's fun to shoot all kinds of stuff in there. So we went there, and we needed to do it during COVID, and they started their own little bakery during COVID. But to make it safe for everybody, they would make their baked goods. It's like on the second floor of this building. And then you would order them, you would pay, I guess, online, and they would put them in a bucket and lower them down. It was really cool. Turns out the renting this bare white studio business took an absolute back seat to the bakery. And their baked goods are insane. Sorry, that's for Doug's benefit. And this woman, IZOLA. You go online, you order the stuff, and then you go pick it up. And then you sit there. If you ordered like 4 croissants and a loaf of bread and whatever, you can certainly take it to go. Or if you eat it there, there's always music on weekends. They give you a little cutting board, a proper bread knife. You sit down at your table and you have these warm croissants and this European butter and the bread. It's ridiculous. It's so good. So just do that. Yeah. Now I need more heat. So you can't see this really, but this is now all just beautifully broken down. It's great. And it should be cooler, but I don't know how to make it cool. Giant ice bath? Ice. Giant bowl of ice. Do we have a... Sure. I don't know. Why don't we do this? You want to take the whipping cream out of that giant thing and put it like in a jelly? And then fill that thing with ice and then bring that up? I mean, that might work. Let's see how this is doing. No, I killed the heat way too much. Now it's never going to cook. This is not working very well today. This usually gets really hot. Kathy, this is not working very well at all. Like the flames are just not getting very big. I mean, it's kind of cooking, and it will ultimately work. But look down here. It's not good enough.
Turn everything off and relight the first burner.
All right, listen. I am not doing that. That sounded like sage dad advice, though. I mean, I'm on high.
It works at my house.
Turn everything off.
Everything off.
And then what?
And turn the tank off too. Turn it back on and light your first burner. And it'll stop going. It'll start going pop, 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 pop.
All right, screw it. What's your name?
Andrea.
What's your name?
Terry.
Eric?
Terry.
Harry.
Yeah.
Good. Just wanted to know in case this doesn't work and I gotta blame you. Okay, I'm turning everything on. I have French toast in the morning and it turns out this might be what happened. Okay, my tank is off.
Yep.
Now what?
Turn it right back on.
Okay.
Count to 7. Turn your first burner on.
7.
Yep. And as soon as you hear that pop, you're ready to go to the second burner.
Shit. Son of a bitch. Sorry. The flame is about 5 times the size that it was. That's amazing.
My pleasure. I enjoy your...
That is amazing. Why did it do that?
That's an airlock.
An airlock. Why didn't I think of that? Oh, it's because I'm a Jewish boy from Canada and that's not what we know how to do. So now I can just start the run.
Yep. One at a time.
But I got to push this button in, right?
No, it should light the next one.
It's a freaking genius. What would you like to drink? Something? Do I need another beer?
Please.
What are you drinking?
Ever. Thank you.
Wow. There's a lesson here. Here's what the lesson is. Keep your mind open to what other people say and suggest. Don't be a stubborn horse. I was ready to throw this thing out. What'd you do?
Well, I'm retired now, but
But you used to be Navy pilot. Have you met Maverick?
I seen it. I couldn't believe it was at least good as the first one.
That's everybody says that. Okay, we're in the French Coast business. In fact, we would have been in the strawberry blackberry coulis business. Had we, why didn't you speak up an hour? 30 minutes. This way? Listen, if I'm known for anything, it's for things not working out. But somehow we persevere, we find our way through. And you're right. Somebody asked me who my culinary influences were, and when I started, it wasn't supposed to be a cooking show. I wasn't really thinking about that. But when I think back now on who might have, it would have been Julia Child for one reason. I mean, maybe more, but because whatever happened she dealt with, she was so natural. I'm certain I never met her. I wish I did. There was only ever one version of her, right? There wasn't like on-screen, off-screen kind of BS. That was her. And the Galloping Gourmet that most people are too young to know, but Graham Kerr was... Sorry, man. Harry, this site's not as fun as this.
See the heat coming out. It's doing good.
You do like Martha Stewart, right?
I do, yeah.
I mean, because I think I remember somebody dressing up as Martha Stewart.
I did dress up as Martha Stewart in a Halloween video. But I'll say this. I really like Martha Stewart for believing in what she wanted to do. She's successful because of her. Because she took her concept and went to a lot of people, and a lot of people said, "Look, listen, there's no way that women in the Midwest or wherever are gonna watch your videos and how to arrange flowers in a fancy way, and it's not gonna happen." And they were so wrong. She persevered. And that's what you have to do sometimes. So now we're just trying to get this kind of crispy and nice. And then turn it into French Coast Mountain. Yeah. That's to serve whatever we got going here. That's if I was doing this at home, what would I do?
And those of you who are watching, I have the 3 cookbooks with me that I'll have him sign here after he's all done. And then I'll be giving them away later on in the group.
For God's sake. Here, you put it down here. Oh no, I'm not on the ground. Don't put it on the ground. Put it there. Yeah, that's good. Hold on. There we go. Okay, we're cooling that. I don't know. How many pieces it took? Well, how big is your bread? Is it this size? Is it Sara Lee English muffin size bread? What? 1 egg for a piece or 2, maybe. These are big pieces of bread. How long do you leave it in? Do you like to let it soak a lot? There's a lot of factors, and I'm trying to get away from having to answer this in a specific way, because I just don't know what the answer to that is. Google. Great. Now we're having. This is great. Great. We're all doing great here. I'm having so much fun. I was having so much fun until that woman over there pressed me on the exact amount. It's a cooking demo, ma'am. It's not education.
Thank you, Sam.
You're welcome. Thank you, Harry. The audience is great tonight. You guys want a cocktail or something? Would you like something to drink? You did that work. I forgot. What would you like? Do you drink mezcal? Nothing too? Thank you. Thank you, Cal. Beautiful. Life's great. Everybody's happy. I'm happy. Yes, sir.
Andrea wants to know what she can do to get a cocktail. Now, don't let your mind go too far.
No. Andrea wants to know what you can do to get a cocktail. You could go inside, take your wallet out. I mean, we are in business to be, we are not a non-profit. Oh, yes. Mallory would be happy to take your order. And so, did that, hey Mel. Oh, now I'm burning shit. Oh my God. Okay, good. Okay, we're gonna get a little extra crisp on these guys. Now they're actual toast. They're no longer French toast. Shit. Oh. So now the key is you got to stack these guys up the same way. Because when you cut them, it will make life much easier. Oh my God, now it's too hot. Harry, now what?
Turn them off.
Oh.
If you're not doing another batch, turn them off.
No, I might have to do another batch. But here's what we need to do. I got them down. They're all down all the way. But now we've got to get that. I need the whipping cream. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay, so now here's what happens. Yeah, no, I'll cut them. Okay. We got it. Okay, here's what we're going to do. So now what you do is you take your French toast, pieces like this, and then we cut. So I'm going to go like this. Ow. I'm going to do 3 cuts lengthwise, but this is like big bread. And then like 5 this way. Or maybe more. Yeah, these are big. So I would now pile these up in a little mountain on my kids' plates. Because that's cute. Well, that's... Are my hands okay? Are my hands okay?
Yeah.
So we should probably, we can't probably just do like this, right? So what we're going to do is we'll then take a little whipping cream. Yeah, this is good. This is good. So we'll mimic a little version of this. So how many people ended up coming here tonight?
500.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, perfect amount. Okay. Yeah. Need a spoon. Why does it do that? That's creepy. Oh yeah, okay. So then once you've got them in a nice little mountain, then you get a little whipping cream on them. Pretty good. And then a little bit of this. Just like that. And if Mallory comes back, oh, hey Mal. And then we can do this and give these guys out. You can have a fork if you want, but I think fingers are better, but that's just me. Okay, we're just going to get a couple more of these happening. I think we're going to be good. Oh yeah, you still have those. You still have those sitting in front of you. No, I'll come get rid of them. All right. We just need those helpers to come back, and we'll all be in great shape. We do want forks? Oh, you do? Okay, great.
Hey, you guys want to use the spoon? That way we don't.
I'll have parents or adults come up to me and say, "Oh my God, we make your French toast mountain at home all the time." And I go, "So cool, how old are your kids?" They go, "We don't have kids." They just like it because it's fun. And it works at Graze because the whole idea over there is, you know, grazing. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, and you can put a bunch of that in front of people and everybody can share it and it's all great.
Yeah, I called it Mountain High French toast, but he said it's French toast mountain.
Terry, it's almost too hot now on low. I can't believe it. What you have done to this is amazing. The man's a genius. Thank you. What's that? Oh, it's okay. Okay, we got people here. This is all working out. We're all going to be okay, ladies and gentlemen. Do you want me to continue to do that part? Let's not do this for the taste of Little Italy. We actually could, I mean, might be fun. You guys know the Taste of Little Italy's coming up? Like the 20, something, 20. Is that what it is? 21st, 22nd, yeah. So you buy tickets, you eat from a bunch of restaurants. You walk up to the restaurants and there's little samples. What happened to that poor guy? There you go. Oh, good. It's called Sam's Favorites. Mezcal, grapefruit juice, and pomegranate liqueur. Oh, sorry, and a little hit of orange soda. It's good, isn't it? Yeah.
I love it.
I'm a fan of like I like tequila, I like mezcal, but
Both
I
of
like
my
the
boys
smokiness
are
of it.
tasting the food right now, but haven't got one yet.
Do you think I need to make more?
We're free. I don't feel
We good? Oh, we haven't gotten anything yet. You can ignore that whole back table. No.
Good job, Sam.
Thank you. I got the spoon here. Let's see here for the Facebook group. There we go.
Look at that stuff.
As long as they don't drop it, right?
Boom.
Looks pretty good. No? Smear it around here.
Thank you.
Wow, it is really good. Yeah, pretty good.
So one of the other things we have on brunch over there is an omelet that's made in a waffle iron because we don't have a proper kitchen. We have a little shoebox and everything needs to come out of this, and getting a waffle to happen wasn't going to a traditional way. So I shot a show recently with for YouTube that was a waffle maker show. What you can make in a waffle maker other than waffle. And we did an omelet in it. And we were talking about the menu. And I hadn't even thought about a waffle because in my mind, even though I've made a waffle omelet, I hadn't thought about it for here. And I was in here one day, and Jamie, the bartender that's in there right now, I was down here one morning. She goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'm working on some stuff for the brunch menu." And she goes, "Oh, like that?" And she looked, and the TV was on, and me making that omelet in the waffle maker was on. And I went, "Oh my God, you're a genius!" And so instead, not only do we not have room, but we don't have the space or a stove to have someone standing making an omelet at a time, because it takes care, and you're folding and turning, and so you can take all the components of of an omelet, mix them together, spray a waffle maker, and put it in, and shut the lid, and in 2 minutes you've got a really delicious waffle that screws with your head because it is only eggs, there is no batter in it. And yet you look at it and you think, there's for sure carbs. There has to be. It's silly, but it's fun.
Thank you everyone for joining. I see about 4 people viewing right now. But it'll be up on the group so you can watch it later.
How are we? Okay, so this will take care of that. Okay, cool. Okay, questions? Things we need to know? Yes, sir.
Do you ever add like extract, like almond or vanilla to the eggs, or would that not provide enough flavor?
No, sometimes. Yeah, we don't there. I feel like the cinnamon does enough. And then if I was having them plain, maybe just butter, which is not a bad thing, I might be okay adding, almond something. But the fruit on top, I don't know that, I didn't feel like we needed it. But listen, this is what cooking is. Cooking is you being able to make stuff the way you want to. If you feel like it would be a good thing, then that's exactly what should happen. Right, Cassie? Cassie 100% agrees. Yep. Make this the night before. Beat the eggs the night before, no problem. There's a French toast casserole that you put all this together and you let it soak overnight. Thicker, bigger, chunkier bread. and then you bake it the next morning. So that won't come out the same for me, but I like the thinking because you don't have to do everything at the last minute. Whipping cream holds no problem. This stuff, I would just maybe get it to room temperature. It'll be better room temperature than it will be cold. And hot, it will just melt everything, and that's not necessarily a great thing. But yeah, I used to be one of these people that felt I had to do everything literally at the last minute. And I learned a lesson from my brilliant wife that I used to do cooking classes at our house way back in the very beginning. And if I was making a salad, I wouldn't cut a thing until people were there. And she said to me one night, sweetheart, people are not coming here to watch you cut a tomato or lettuce. Because when you do, especially then, because you stop talking and they don't want that. They want to be entertained. And so I listen. I've been married 36 years, so clearly I listen. Right. And and now people don't have to see that. If I say I've cut this tomato, the fact that they didn't watch it doesn't make a difference. They don't give a shit. They just want to see the outcome. What does this turn into? That kind of thing. Good question. Do as much beforehand as you can.
It's all based on this. I'm using Graze to use fish sauce. I'm putting in marinade.
Yeah.
What way to use fish sauce is for the difference.
The question is, how do you use fish sauce? I put it in as many things as I can. Yes, of course, a stir fry is a marinade is great. Soup, fish sauce is one of these things that just adds that umami level of flavor that you really can't get any other way. I mean, there's anchovies in it, so if you have anchovies, yes, you could use anchovies. I'm trying to think of the dressing that I make. You put it in the salad dressing?
Yes.
It's great.
Yeah.
Caesar dressing? Yeah, Caesar dressing, for sure it should be going into it. Because it's really that good. Yeah. So anything liquid, any kind of soup. See you, fellas? Thank you. You're welcome. Everything else? Anything else? That reminds me of a joke. A waiter goes up to a table of 6 elderly Jewish women in a restaurant. He says, ladies, is anything okay? Yes? Because they complain. Normally he'd say, is everything okay? But he goes, is anything okay? Thought I had to explain that. Harry got it, just like that. Because he's an ex-Navy pilot. What'd you fly?
X-46 helicopter.
Is that people? Is it stuff? Everything? Yeah.
Bullets and beans.
Bullets and beans. And people. Yeah, yeah.
Holy Hilo on Sunday.
Where was it?
Well, I was in Westpac for 5 times. 17 and a half out of 24 years I was right here in Northern Ireland.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah. Good for you.
I'd do it again if I had the help.
Yeah, I hear you. Oh, youth is wasted on the young, isn't it? Truer words, man. Truer words, never spoken. All right, so let's do this. Thank you. You guys are always great. Aren't they great?
I didn't want to jinx it,
There's a couple of you that we don't like that
but
much.
I did
Kathy,
not see it
You can't
say
hear what Kathy says. She puts her head
It was
down,
buffering.
and she's like, boy,
There
that
was low
person in that
connection,
side
so
row,
maybe you got lucky this time.
Let's give them a bad piece of French toast. Yeah. But thank you for coming. Come check out our brunch. It's 9 o'clock to 1, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We have these little baked egg things. There's shiitakes and onions and spinach and a poached egg on top and cream and cheese, and they bake in the oven. They're served with toast, and then the yolk breaks and adds to the richness. They're really good. And we have the French toast, of course, and the omelet we talked about, and we have a great acai bowl. with house-made granola, and proud to say is mine, and the whole thing's great. Well, who's eating that one? Just for the team. Mallory pointed at her. So come follow us online at Graze and Little Italy Food Hall, and of course Not Sandburgers. You'll always know when we're doing these things. And Taste of Little Italy's coming up. What else is coming up? Anything? Live music weekend here. Monday night trivia. 9, yeah. And we have a green Bloody Mary that's made with tomatillos. It is so good. You guys love a Bloody Mary? Most of the time I make a Canadian Bloody Mary. You know what that is, Douglas Coach? A Caesar. The difference is, I think there's extra celery seed in it, but there's you take out the tomato juice and you swap it for clamato juice. And it doesn't taste like clams, it just tastes better. But this one is made with tomatillos. And the thing about Bloody Marys is I'm good for one. There it is. The thing about Bloody Marys is I find they tend to be a bit chunky and thick or something. I'm good for like 3/4 of one. That tomatillo green one, I could drink 5 of. I wouldn't because I'm trying to be careful, but I could. All right, support your local restaurants, whatever they are. We all need the business. Any little retail that you know, I mean, we're all trying to keep it together. So go out and eat, order in, and contrary to what I just said, I think you should cook more at home. I'd love you to come to our restaurants, but I came to life on television and now YouTube to encourage people to cook. So cook. And if you can't cook, it's not that you don't have the gene, it's that you don't think you can. And I say this to people who tell me they can't cook. I go, okay, can you ride a bike? And they go, well, of course. I go, see, I know for a fact there was a time when you couldn't ride a bike. And somebody, a parent, a family member, a friend, held the back of the bike. You finally got it, and you got it because you practiced. Well, you can cook. If you try and make a pineapple upside down cake and it sucks, and I've never made one, but if you found out that it sucks, you make it a second time, but now you have that experience. It goes, okay, it was super dry and burnt. I cooked it too long. It was too sweet. I'll cut back on the sugar. But just because some chef in a book says put these things together and bake it or cook it at that time, doesn't necessarily mean your oven's perfectly calibrated like theirs is. Maybe the recipe's wrong. My very first cookbook had a chicken recipe in it, and a friend called me like 3 days after the book came out. He goes, dude, I'm so proud of you. This is great. I go, yeah, I'm just still tingling. I'm so excited. He goes, but the chicken recipe on page like 117. I go, yeah. He goes, there's no chicken in the ingredients list. Ugh. Even the written word of me, and shit goes wrong. Sorry, Maverick. And Goose. You gotta call her Goose. What's her name? Mia. So cute. Maverick, call your sister Goose. It's meaningless right now, but I'm telling you, when you two get introduced in a few years, you'll be the coolest kids around. So, if a recipe doesn't work out, figure out why. Too dry, too sweet, too wet, you work it out. You'll figure it out. You have more question?
Are the egg salad tacos ever coming back?
The egg salad, we had a curried egg salad taco when we first opened in 2018 that I think for the first 3 months we were open, every day when I would leave, I would make one and eat it on the way to my car. It's one of the greatest things ever that just didn't sell very much. And here's why. I think people would come into the restaurant and they'd look at the taco menu and they go, wow, Korean short rib, mashed potato with potato chips, pulled pork with macaroni and cheese, Asian crispy salmon, egg salad. I can make egg salad. Well, I would argue that well, you can make egg salad. I don't know that it was as good as this egg salad, and there was curry in it. But then when you take that great curried egg salad and you put it in a warm tortilla with crispy lettuce and tomatoes, the shit was insane. Maybe we bring it back just for a week. We do it special. Yeah, stay close to the Instagram. I should do that, yeah. It's good. Summertime is perfect. It's perfect. We'll do that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that one is ideal in a lettuce wrap if you don't want the carbs or the gluten. What kind of curry? Oh, what kind of curry? Oh, just the yellow curry powder would go in into the whole mix. As opposed to like Thai green or something? Yeah, nothing that fancy. The basic everyday curry, the same powdered curry that I put in my stir fry, my chicken coconut thing last night. That stuff's the bomb. All right, thank you guys. Thank you, Cassie. Thank you, Mallory. You guys are awesome. I'll be here all week. Try the veal. No, that's not true. You old enough to get that? I just asked Cassie if she's old enough to get that. Sweet girl is in her 20s. I remember my 20s. They were a fun time. I was so innocent and naive and dumb. I didn't know anything then. Here's what it is. Comedians back in the day, on stage in a nightclub, they would say, I'll be here all week, because they wanted people to come back and see them. And then very often the club owner, if they had food, would say, hey, push this, push that. Say, try the veal. Get people to try the veal, yeah. Tip your server. Yeah, she loves she really appreciates my dad level humor. Oh. All right, thanks you guys.